Hello again, welcome back to European Autocraft Studios 944 Turbo project. I have to say that because in the future there will be more projects, so we want to specify. We're going to try to get the rest of this apart. We were looking, and one thing I did forget about was the spring tension on the spring plate from the torsion bar pushing back. So we got a little jig here. We're just going to pull this down a little bit when we pull the caps off, so this doesn't just go pop and look kind of silly. So we're going to try to do that. So that's it. This control arm's coming off, and then we're going to take the spring plates off, and that'll be it for the rear end assembly. So we're going to start getting this brake line off again. I know you've already seen this before. We're trying to just show you everything we're doing here. Show you how I don't remember what I'm doing here. Okay. So, same routine, brake lines, in case you missed it before. I mean, you could always go back and just hit replay, but it's more fun to see it twice. I finally have a new, good used compressor head coming for my junk compressor from Facebook. Thank you very much, Mr. Scammer. But anyways, that's all coming together. So soon, and my soon is like probably 3 months, but we're going to try to do it quickly, is get this compressor up and running, get our 3-phase converter for that, and get our blasting machine wired up and full of water and full of abrasive, and we're going to get to work on that stuff. And if any of you guys want to send stuff to be blasted, we can take care of that for you too. Okay. The old vice grip trick on these never fails. Don't want to do that to a new pair of vice grips, but we have so many from over the years. And there's our brake line. What's next? Brackets. We'll take the brackets off, and the link for the sway bar, anti-sway bar, roll bar, anti-roll bar, call it what you will, it all does the same thing. So let's start with this. One bracket here. We finally got our moke parts. That was 3 months in the making. We have a pile of parts over here to reassemble our moke after the flood. The motor, spindles, wheel bearings, calipers, all kinds of good stuff in there. So that's going to be a project this week. Might show you a little bit of that. I don't know, moke. Pretty cool car, really, all electric. Fun to drive. Not nearly as fast as a Porsche, though. It's about 40 below zero here in Naples today, but we're inside all nice and warm. Surprised it's not so cold in here. I know 40 below sounds cold, but it really is. What's next? Shock. Let's get that out of the way. Remember the size. 22. I pre-loosened some of these because these were really tight on the last one. I wanted to make sure we didn't waste too much time just struggling with that. So I just put them loose. This one I actually had to put the torch on because it would not move. Didn't want to embarrass myself on camera any more than I already do. So let's see now. We've got the brackets. Let's get this link out of the way. Should be 19. This one shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, not too bad. I'd have to look at the data sheet for the alignment specs, but this is one of the adjustments. I just don't remember which one it is. But when we do the alignment, we'll have all this all lubricated, ready to go, and we'll get this car right in spec. Okay. If you remember when we initially took this out, and the park brake cable comes in on this side, so this e-brake stuff was already disassembled. So that was good. Now we're going to take the heat shield off here. Easy stuff. Probably boring. But if you've never seen what these look like apart, it's kind of interesting. Very similar to the 911, almost identical actually, with the aluminum control arms. The earlier cars have the 944 first generation have steel control arms, and it's the same design in the Super Beetle. Very nice, tested design. They work great. Just an all-around amazing car. I have a couple questions for you guys towards the end of the video. Maybe you can help us out with some ideas that we're working on. I'd sure like to ask your opinion on it. So stick around for that. Hopefully you'll won't mind commenting and give me some ideas of what we want to do with some things. But we'll get to that at the end. Now, this monster. I could use a gun now because I already broke it loose, but let me see how long it'll take to get with the 32 millimeter. Let's see how long this is going to take. Yeah, this is kind of clumsy doing it this way, but I could put the gun on it, but I forgot to bring the air hose over here, and I don't want to go get it, so this is bad. Yes. You can see I cooked the nut with the torch, and it smells burnt. Alright, there we go. Now I'm going to set the tool up here like we did last time. I'm going to push the stub axle out. Unless it wants to just fall out for me, but probably not. This actually has play in it now because we took pressure off. That's the preload for the bearing. But we discussed all that already. I'd love to hear about you guys' projects in the comment section, see what you're doing. If I can answer any questions, I sure will try. I've been real busy, so I try to read every comment. Sometimes I have the time to respond right away, and sometimes I got to think about it and then forget. So I always go back and look and see if I can add anything. So at least give me a shot. That would be cool. Try to get it even so it pushes straight. So, okay, I was going to say, will it take the inner bearing race with it, or will it just push out? Look at that. Come on, you greasy, slimy. Look at that. It did not take the bearing race out, which is good. Doesn't really matter actually, but at least we know the that came right out of there without too much effort. All that work setting it up, and I could have just probably blew on it, it would have come out. I forgot my big hammer to knock this out, but I have a little hammer. Let's try it. Normally you don't want to bang on these, I think I mentioned that before, but if we can give it a couple of taps and it does come out, then we're better off. Let's see. I don't want to put too much more force on that. The other one came out fairly easy. Maybe just put a little side load on it to get it out of the outer race out, but this one isn't coming out. And I don't want to damage the flange. So we'll get this in the press and press it out the right way. And we'll show you how to do that when we get to that point. Don't know when that's going to be, but we'll get to it in another video. Alright, now the next thing we're going to do is get the whole control arm right out. And that should be pretty quick. Yes, 19. Even if you know the correct size, you'll grab the wrong wrench every time. Or at least I do. Where's my... Hope that gets edited out. Okay. The bolt's still stuck in there a little bit on the thread, so just work it out a little more. Although I could get some help from Broken Neck's distant cousin over there. No problem. Again, we love these Chinese food containers. I buy them in a case from Amazon. They're great for all this kind of stuff, because we have the one side we already did, and now this is for this side. And there's some parts that go back and forth, like the sway bar stuff, but they're great to keep things separated. Scatterbrain. We've been very lucky. We only broke a couple of bolts here and there. The steering column debacle when I tried to drill a hole there. Go back and watch that again. That was embarrassing. But we got it. I forget what else we had that broke in the process. I know the door molding. That little tab broke off. But for the most part, this car is cooperating. It's like it wants to be fixed. Okay, just our through bolt here. 19 again. I've been hearing from you guys that so many of these parts are still available. That's good. I've only looked at a few different things. I figure by the time we start putting things together, that's when I'll be searching. But really good, positive information there. I appreciate it very much. Because this we don't do every day. Oh my gosh. All right. And there's number 2. So we'll put that with number 1. All right. That's that. Now I'm going to get this set up on a jack stand. We're going to set our little rig up here to pull this down just to take the pressure off. This is probably going to move, it'll just move a little bit, not a lot, but I want to get the pressure off when we pull the end piece off. It doesn't just sort of force it and pop it, because it is a lot of pressure. Alright, so I'm going to get set up with that, and we'll be back in just a moment. Alright, this is our idea, just to take a little bit of weight, a little bit of pressure off of here. Cheesy? Oh yeah. But it'll do the job. I really wanted to get a turnbuckle in here that I could just twist it and get the weight off. But, this is all we have. Hopefully it won't come flying apart. I don't think so. Everything seems to be pretty good over there. So we'll get those off right in the line of fire here. So, there's our 17. We'll get them loose and then we'll get the gun on there. Reminds me of a common gear when I did this. Carmen gear, not common. I think the New Englanders say it that way. Common gear. Mind the different lengths, bolts. It would be pretty obvious that the short one is too short and a long one would be too long. So, pretty easy to figure that out. Yeah, these are all the same. So there's one long one, but it's pretty obvious where it goes. Trusty little hammer. I trusted you. It is moving, but slow. There we go. It's set in rubber, so the hammer really doesn't do a lot. The rubber absorbs most of the hammer blows. Alright. Oh, look. Making soup tonight. A little spacer. Now I want to just pull this out past here so I can let this come back up again. If it all goes to plan, I'll be very happy. Yeah, we should take the pressure off. Well, let's take the pressure off and see how far we go. It's really not that bad, the pressure, so that's all there is. I just didn't want it pushing on the bolt as we're taking it out and then damage the threads, so got that spacer. So now let's see if it'll come off. Now nothing has been measured or marked. We're just going to put this back together like everything is brand new and never been touched. Everything brandy new. Bushings are in really nice shape. These torsion bars need to go back the way they came out. This can't be on the other side. What's that? That's the it's upside down and backwards. So either way, this torsion bar needs to stay with this side and go the same direction. So the torsion, the torque on it is the same. This is actually marked right side. So I want to see the inside and make sure it doesn't have the same marking. That way we know the yellow mark and then the R's out for the right side. So this is the right side. That's good to know. And stop. It's one of those pieces that has to come out fairly square. There we go. Yeah. So this is also marked, but not the same. This is an R. That's the R. And we know the R and the yellow mark is out for the right side. Right? This is the right side. Pretty sure. Okay. So that's the torsion bars. You can get these in different spring forces. They work by locking the one end in the spline here, and then the weight of the car twists this. So this is actually a spring instead of a coil spring. Nice system. Works very well. More parts. All right, we're going to get this switched around. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back with the other side now. Again, we got our hokey little setup here, but it's just enough to take the weight off the bolts. It's not that bad. It's a tight one. Let me try the gun first. Come on, you're up. People love you. Let's see if this will do it. People don't love you anymore. Let's try from this angle. Oh boy. That's better. I got. Okay. Want to try again? Try to redeem yourself. Give you the easy part. You're supposed to help me with the hard part. You're an embarrassment. Talk to you later. So, we're on our own. Look at that, it's not even that hard. There we go. There's our 4 bolts. Spacer. Actually, this is for this side. Wait till you see these all cleaned up. It's going to look brandy new. Can't wait. Alright. And we didn't see a lot of movement, so I think I'm just going to release this now. Safely, of course. No me, Mr. Safety. There it is. Not so bad. Keep telling myself that. All right, then we can pry this off of the torsion bar, maybe. This bar, my pry bar is a little too big, so we gotta try to find a slot to put it in. A little opening. There we are. And we have an L on this side. I know the other one didn't get focused too well. Maybe you can see this one. And the yellow will indicate that it's on the outside. So we don't want to flip it and then twist the bar the other direction. And keep everything going the same. If we change it, we'll see what he wants to do. But that's it. Simple. And these won't even go in the other way now that I look at it. They might even be different amount of splines. I never did check all that to see what the percentage, because you can change the ride height. So you can change it by so much by this end or pull the torsion bar and change it from this end. So there may be a different number of splines here than here. Kind of looks it by looking at it, the gap, but I don't know for sure. Some of you guys I'm sure know. But that information we don't need at the moment. There it is, all apart. Bushings are still in great shape. A little dry rotted. Of course, everything's going to get changed. We'll clean out the bar here. It's pretty rough inside here. A rough casting, or it's not a cast. It's I don't know what that is. Corrosion, maybe. It might just be where it was welded. If you can see how rough that is in there. I've never seen inside the 944 one. It might just be the weld because it's welded around. Interesting. Well, that's it for the rear suspension disassembly on the 944 Turbo project. Everything's going to be looking good when it goes back together. We'll either get this powder coated or painted. Probably powder coated. If somebody local here has an oven that'll fit in, I think Jeff, our painter, might be able to get that done for us. These cable ties, cable holders, I'm going to leave intact for now. I'm going to try to, I'll probably drill out the rivet I don't know if these are available. If they're not, I'm going to have them made. Maybe make them out of leather or something. I like the concept, and I want it to look like something that was there originally. Even if it looks a little different, it's not just going to be a zip tie. We don't want to do that. All right, so now to the questions I had for you guys. We're going to be setting up a Patreon account. That should help us a little bit here and there. I think it's just a great tool for somebody like us in a shop like this. We need a bigger place. We need more tools, and we have such a great following. You guys have just been so awesome, and I hate to ask for money. That's not my thing, but this is kind of a nice way to give something and help us out, and we want to give something back. So we're trying to think of different things that we can do. Pardon my dirty hands here. The different levels. We have some ideas, like raw footage of videos like this. That some stuff gets kind of funny. We have to stop. Some things go wrong, and we just have to stop it and move on. So there's a lot of footage like that. A lot of it. I mean, a lot of outtake type stuff and just ridiculous stuff that I do. But there's all of that. We have a 360 camera that does audio as well that we mount, and we have some video already on that, setting up the shop, setting up our lift over here. We can make that available through the Google Drive for different levels. We also can do test drives around here, which we've never done on video. Working on unique cars, we can video some of that. Like this Bentley's kind of crazy. E-type Jaguars. Now to us, there's a lot of these in Naples, and we do a lot of work on these. But it might be fun to see it. I mean, you guys are Porsche guys, 944 especially, and turbo. But to see something outside of the realm of Porsche that we work on might be kind of fun. So give us some ideas in the comments. We'd love to know what we can give back to you guys for all your support. We want to do it and make it nice. Nick, the editor, can make this up really nice, make it work for you. So let us know what you think. Any other cars that you want to see more of. Believe it or not, we have another Bentley Azure convertible outside that there's so few made. We actually have two of them in the shop now, which is crazy, but we're happy to see that. I will not show you the 914 project. That is off limits, so don't even ask for the 914 project. That's bad. Very bad. But thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, give us your comments. We're very anxious to hear what you have to say, because we want to get this set up fairly soon. So thanks again for watching. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. You know what to do. You see it every time. So I don't want to keep repeating myself. But like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Thanks.